Welcome to Table for One. I'm the narrator, and today I'm going to be playing Spirit Island. I'll be using the first of 5 of my homemade spirits from my Radical Adaptations group of spirits, and that is Outstretched Wings of Bitter Cold. Let's get rolling. Alright, and I'm all set up now to play Spirit Island with Outstretched Wings of Bitter Cold. So this spirit that I made is the first of 5 of my Radical Adaptations pack of spirits. If you'd like to find out more about this one in particular, you can watch, I did a Table for One House Rules video about it. I'll put a link in the description. And if you'd like to print and play this spirit for yourself, you can find it on my website. It's tablefor1.games, and it'll be under the section free content. As a quick recap, in case you're not going to go look and you haven't watched the other video, I'll just go over these 4 unique power cards real fast. Since again, these are part of the spirit, not something you're going to be familiar with if you've played Spirit Island before, but if you've got familiarity with the game, you should pick up on it quickly. So the first one here is Unrelenting Glare. It's slow power, 0 cost, range 1, to push up to 2 explorers or Dahan. The second is Snowed In by Impassable Drifts for a cost of 1. It's fast at range 0. You isolate the target land and add 1 disease. The third is Disturbed from Deep Torpor. Cost of 1, it's fast, range 1 from a sacred site. You must target a land with invaders. You either add 1 beast, or if beasts are present, 1 fear and 1 damage. And the last is Gift of Preservation, cost of 2, it's slow, and you target any spirit. The target spirit may reclaim up to 2 cards. And obviously I'm playing single-handed today. There's no other spirits, but if you target another spirit, gain energy equal to the cost of the lowest cost power card they reclaimed. So I'm all set up here. This is a 2-board island. So per the rules, the second island, this is my starting board. The second island has no invaders, including the initial explorer. But it does have Dahan and Blight and tokens. And I'm just playing the base invaders today. And because it's a 2-board island, I added 1 fear marker to the fear pool, and I set up the Blight pool based on the number of boards and not the number of players. So we are ready for the first turn. And sorry, per the setup as well. I've got 2 presents in the highest numbered mountain on my starting board and 1 presence in the lowest numbered mountain. So unless I do something about it, that wetland in land B6 is going to have a city on it, which I'm not jazzed about because I'm going to have a hard time dealing with that. Let's see. And I currently have no energy, so I've got to pick a growth option. I guess I'm going to add presence at range 1 and gain 2 energy. I think I'll take the presence from the top track. Now where do I want to go? really depends on what I'm going to do. I think I'm going to go into this jungle here. Let's see if I can make like a stronghold in the middle and push my way, out in both directions while I can to try and keep the invaders at bay a little bit. So then I gain 2 energy, and then now I gain 1 energy because I'm done with the growth options, and I have 1 card play. I think I'm going to play Snowed In by Impassable Drifts for a cost of 1. Element-wise, I have not unlocked anything. So now we go to the fast phase. So I'll play this card, and I'm going to use it on this land B6. Isolate target land and add 1 disease. Okay. I have not unlocked any innates. So now we go on to the invader phase, starting by burning the first event, which is either well-prepared explorers or blight spreads. Then there is no blighted island effect, no fear cards have been earned, there's no ravage, so we go to build in the wetlands. So we build town here, lose this token here. Nothing and nothing, and explore in the mountains. So this one, not this one, because this land is isolated, so there's nowhere for explorers to reach there, or there, or there. Oopsie. Because none of these coastals are mountains either, so that was very favorable. That was lucky. Okay, and then in the slow phase, nothing's going to happen. Again, no powers or innates, so I'll take my tokens back. And now we move into time passes. And so I've got a decision in land B2 because of my special rule. During a frailty from the frost is the rule. During time passes, and all lands with your presence. Oh, I don't have a decision point. Never mind. In all lands with your presence where the only invader is a single explorer, you may either push the explorer or take 1 energy. So that is not the case in land B2 because it's not the only invader. There's also a city. All right, this is discarded. And we're back to the top. I think I am going to need more cards. It was lucky that there were no invaders on the second board, on board F. So what's going to come up? Next will either be jungle or sand. So if I expand to this mountain, I can touch the jungle. This one, though, would touch the sand. I've got an equal shot of either of those coming up. I know it won't be wetlands. At the same time, I should also figure out what I'm going to do about this, because I'm looking at blighting twice as it stands now. Just looking at my cards. Well, I don't love the options I have. But they're not bad. So I'm going to go with Growth 2. Add a presence at range 2 to a mountain and gain a power card. I'm going to take the power card first. Let's look at the minors here. Oops. And I have Haunted by Primal Memories, 1 Fear, Defend 3. And I guess I should look at the elements too. Moon, air, and mountain is pretty favorable. 1 Fear, Defend 3, and 1 or if beasts are present, +2 fear. That's super helpful. I think that's going to be it. Call to migrate, gather up to 3 Dahan, push up to 3 Dahan. Sear anger into the wildlands. Add 1 badlands, or if wilds and invaders are present, 1 fear and 1 damage. This is not really a badlands or wild spirit. If anything, it would be a disease or maybe beast. But it's not real strong in any of the tokens, really. And the last is Shadows of the Burning Forest. 2 fear. If target land is mountain or jungle, push 1 explorer and 1 town. And I'm going with Haunted by Primal Memories. That one seems helpful. And now I'm going to add a presence, and I'd like to get my card plays up. And I've got to add it to a mountain at range 2. I think I'm going to go to land F4. Of the 2 mountains, that one gets me access to the most new lands. And it is range 2, so that's okay. All right. So now I gain 1 energy. And I'm going to play 2 cards. And I think I'm going to pair that new one, Haunted by Primal Memories, with Disturbed from Deep Torpor. And that will unlock the first tier of an Avalanche Knows No Allegiance. It'd be great if I can get to that second tier, but I'll take the first. Yeah, nothing else. Okay. So this is going to cost me 2 energy total. So first I'm going to do Disturbed from Deep Torpor. I'm going to, I've got to target a land with invaders, range 1 from a sacred site. So I'm going to target land B6 and add 1 beast. And hopefully an event card will help me out with that. And then the second, I'm going to target from range 2 with sacred site, land with invaders. I'm going to target the same land. This is 1 fear and defend 3. One fear, defend 3. If beasts are present, +2 fear. And now, an Avalanche Knows No Allegiance. The first here is destroy 1 explorer or town, 1 Dahan, and 1 beast. And it's got to be range 0 and fast. So my options are, technically I could do land B7 and just destroy the Dahan. I don't know why I would do that. I can let target land B2 and destroy the explorer. Or I can target land B6. I'll lose that beast I just added, but I'll also take care of the town and prevent a blight. So I think that's what I've got to do. I should have done this first, and then this, and then this. I did this all wrong. I think I'd like to take it back. I hope nobody minds. I'm going to take it back. Hold on. All that fear back. Nothing's defended. That's not there yet. Start over. Oh, I can't do that anyway. God, I'm a dum-dum. My apologies, dear viewer. Because this one's range 0, so I can't do it in land B6. So I've got to do land B2, and that's fine. That's not a bad use of it. So at range 0, destroy the explorer, a Dahan, and a beast, which there are none of. Okay. So now there's an event. Farmers seek the Dahan for aid. The Dahan are uncertain whether to teach the invaders farming techniques more in tune with the island's life. You recommend there are two options, either spurn the invaders or teach the invaders. If you spurn the invaders, on each board 2 damage to Dahan in a land with towns or cities and Dahan. So that would be this one. I would lose that Dahan, which I'm going to lose anyway. And nothing on the other board. And then on each board, add 1 blight to a land with at least 2 towns or cities. That would not affect any lands, which is good. Then towns and cities have -1 health for a minimum of 1 until the end of the turn. That wouldn't help me, I don't think. The other option is teach the invaders, and then on each board add 1 town to a land with Dahan, which I don't particularly like. And then the next normal ravage becomes a build. I really don't like that. So I think I'm going to spurn the invaders. So again, from the top, on each board, 2 damage to Dahan in a land with towns or cities and Dahan. And so there's none on this board. The only option here is land B1. It's not defended, so that Dahan is gone. Don't love that. On each board, add 1 blight to a land with at least 2 towns or cities. None. That's good. And then towns and cities have -1 health to a minimum of 1 until the end of the turn. And then at the bottom here, new diseases. On half of the boards, rounding up, so on 1 board, add 1 disease to a land with both Dahan and invaders. Do 2 damage to Dahan there. There is no such land. Okay. Now blighted island effects, and there are none. No earned fear cards, so we go to the invader piece. So they start by ravaging in the wetlands. So this blights. This one is defended 3 though, so this one's okay. So overall, just 1 blight. That's not as bad as I thought it was going to be. Next is build in the mountains. That's only going to be here, and instead of building, we'll remove the disease token. Now we explore in the jungles. So that will be this coastal jungle, this jungle now, and this jungle here. Okay. And I have no slow powers this time. So now time passes. And there is no land with my presence. Oh, there is. Land B8 has my presence as well as a single invader or a single explorer. So I may now push the explorer or take 1 energy, gain 1 energy. And I think it would be beneficial to push. I'm going to push this explorer to B6. Consolidate a little bit. And now I'll take the tokens back. These are discarded. And we're back at the growth phase. I'm just looking, if I reclaim and I play those same 2 cards, and while I reclaim, I also gain 1 moon, then I would have 2 moon, a water, and an air. Oh, I'm sorry, I have 3 moon, a water, and an air, and I'd have an extra card play. So I could play another card. 1, 2. I could play Unrelenting Glare because that's free. And then I would have the second tier of Avalanche, and I could take out that city in B2. It would be nice to take out a city rather than have it blight and lose a presence. But I've got to do something about these jungles too. I don't know. Let's give it a shot. Let's reclaim cards. I get one extra card play and either a moon or an earth. I'm going to take a moon. And I've got this here to show that. One moon. So now I get one energy. So I have two. And now I have 2 card plays plus 1, 3 card plays. I could either, I guess I need Unrelenting Glare, but I can play 2 of these 3. So what do I want to do the most? I think I need to defend. This one would let me either add a beast or take out an explorer in B6. This one would isolate a land and add a disease. Oh, at range 0. I think I want this because I think I'll defend. Oh, but if I defend 3, where would I defend 3? If I take out the city, I don't really need to defend anywhere. But I could get 3 fear, which would be helpful. 3 fear, take out. I think I'm going to stick with that plan. So this would give me 1, 2, 3 moon, 2 water, 2 air. 3 moon, 1 water, 2 air is the second tier here. That was my goal. But looked at another way, I've also got 2 water, 2 air, 2 earth. So that'll give me tier 2. Right, 2 water, 2 air, and an earth. So that gives me tier 2 of Blizzard's Bury the Ill-Prepared, which will be slow. Okay. I think this is going to be okay. So let's pay for these. And go into the fast phase now. So let's make sure I get the order right. All right, we'll start with an Avalanche Knows No Allegiance. Range 0, I'm going to target land B2. First step is destroy 1 explorer or town, 1 Dahan, and 1 beast. That land has none of those. So then we go to the next step, destroy 1 invader. And I'm going to take out this city. That gets 2 fear, which is a fear card, not another. It's my first. Okay, so this is done. I'm going to, for Haunted by Primal Memories, range 2 from a sacred site, I'm going to target land B6. It's 1 fear. Defend 3. Shouldn't really need the defend, but there it is. And if beasts are present, plus 2 fear. Okay. For Disturbed from Deep Torpor, range 1 from a sacred site needs to have invaders. So B6 is my only option. Yes, that's my only option. 1 fear and 1 damage. Take the fear, and the 1 damage is going to take out this explorer. And that's all of the fast powers, though I'll have 2 slow ones. So now let's go to the event. We're at stage 2. So this is Fortification. After advancing invader cards, invaders build in 1 terrain not shown under any invader actions. If there is no such terrain, nothing happens. That's not awesome. Now, beasts attack. Thank goodness. Each beast deals 2 damage. Remove any token that destroys a town or city. So it's just going to be B6 again, but I am going to take out that town. Remove the token. That generates 1 fear, which gets another fear card. That's good. And then Coming of Age. On each board, add 1 Dahan to a mountain or sands with Dahan. On each board. I think I'd like 1 here. Mountain or sand with Dahan. I think I'm going to go here. I think that's more likely as a coast to need it. Let me leave this out so I don't forget. After advancing invader cards, invaders build in 1 terrain not shown under any invader action. Okay. So that's the event. Then it's the Blighted Island effect, which we don't have. And now fear cards. We have 2. The first is Communities in Disarray, and we are at Terror level 1. Cities each deal 1 less damage during Ravage. Invaders do not heal damage at the end of this turn. I don't think either of those things will affect me, but that's kind of cool. I don't ever remember seeing that before. And the other card is Seek Safety. Terror level 1 says each player may push 1 explorer into a land with more towns or cities than the land it came from. Oh, okay. So I will push, this one from B4 into B1. Nice. That's very good. This board's looking pretty empty. Okay, so now the invaders ravage in the mountains, and those are all empty. Great. Now they build in the jungle, and we just remove the disease token from F2. And explore sands. So that's here from the coast, here from the coast, here from the town, and F8 is okay. All right, so now we see jungle and sand, so we need to build in either the wetlands or the mountains, correct? Invaders build in 1 terrain not shown under any invader action after advancing the cards. So the cards have been advanced, so I wonder if mountain still counts, even though it's in the discard pile. Not shown under any action. I don't think discard's an action, though. I feel like it would be okay for me to select mountain. Otherwise, I'd be forced to do wetland, and that would be worse. Then I'd get a city and a town. Yeah, I don't see any reason why I couldn't select mountain. You let me know in the comments if I'm doing this wrong. But I'm selecting mountain, and so they build in the mountains, and there's no one there. So now time passes. Are there any lands with my presence with a single explorer? There are not. Okay, so let's take the tokens back. Oh, hey. Where was that here? Don't take the tokens back. I've got slow stuff. Forgot the whole slow face. So Unrelenting Glare, I can push up to 2 explorers or Dahan at range 1. So I can either push this explorer out of the sands, or this one out of the sands, or I could push a Dahan into that jungle to take out that explorer. But I think I'm going to get that next fear card. I'm pretty confident about that, and then I don't need to worry about the lone explorer just sitting there so much. So yeah, range 1, I'm going to push this explorer here. And my innate is also slow, and I've got the second tier on that. So range 1 of a mountain where I have presence, I'm going to add a disease and then do 2 damage. You know what? All right, so let me put this guy back. For Unrelenting Glare, I will push this guy, but I'm going to push him into the sands. And then for Blizzard's Bury the Ill-Prepared, I will add a disease in those sands and do 2 damage to take both of these out. Okay, now we're at Time Passes. And again, there are no explorers and lands. There are no single explorers and lands with my presence. So these 3 cards get discarded. Take this element marker off. Put the other one here just in case I want it. We're back at the top. I've only got 2 cards. One of them does isolation and adds a disease, which is not bad. It's at range 0. If I could put a disease anywhere I wanted, I'd put it in the sands in F1, but I can't get there. It's just too far. Yeah, these cards that I have left are not going to be super helpful for me right now, so I'm going to do Growth 2, add a presence to a mountain at range 2, and then gain a power card. So I'm going to take the power card first. It might help me make my decision. So I have Twilight Fog brings Madness, and looking at the elements, that's probably the best pick. Add 1 Strife, push 1 Dahan. Each remaining Dahan takes 1 damage. It's not great, but I don't really need to add any Strife right now, but the elements are good. What else do we have? Target another spirit. That's not going to be good for me on a solo game. Favor of the Sun and Starlit Dark. Defend 4. Push up to 1 Blight. And if you have 2 Sun, get a Fear. That's kind of neat. I don't really need to push Blight around, but the Defend 4 is nice. I don't need it anywhere. Inflame the Fires of Life. Add 1 disease or 1 fear and add a Strife. If you have 3 animal, you may do both. I think I've only got 2 animal tags, including this card if I were to take it. The other elements on there are not real helpful. I'm going to take Twilight Fog brings Madness. It's not super strong, but the elements are really good. It might help me to do something. All right, so now I've got to add a presence range 2 to a mountain. So I'm going to go to land 6. Just trying to figure would I rather have a water element or an air element. I think the bottom track's going to be better. Okay, so now I gain 1 energy. I'll play Twilight Fog brings Madness because it's free. This other one, Isolate and add a disease. That's not really going to be very helpful. At range 0. If I were to play them both, what do the elements look like? I'd have 2 moons, 2 air, a water, and an earth. So I'd get tier 1 here. That, again, wouldn't be helpful. I say 2 air, a water, and an earth. So that would just allow me to add another disease somewhere. And slowly at that. But I guess that's what I'm going to do. Oh, wait, I have 2 moon, 3 air. I don't know if that makes a difference. 1 water, 1 earth. No, that won't change anything. Okay. So I've got 2 air and 1 water. I do have that. 2 moon and air and a water. 3 moon. Nope. All right, so I get the first tier of each innate. This one's fast. All right, so I'll pay my 1 energy. So at range 0, I can isolate the target land and add a disease. And I think I'm going to use that in land B2, because the coast could come up or mountain could come up. So the isolation won't really matter, but the disease could. I'll still mark it though. Isolated. And then Avalanche knows no allegiance. At range 0, I can destroy a town or explorer, a Dahan, and a beast. And that's not going to be useful anywhere, so I'm just not going to do it. Okay. That was the fast part, so now it's time for an event. We are still at tier level 1, so we have Overconfidence. If you have any earned fear cards, discard 2 of them now, so you don't get their text benefit. Yowza. Otherwise, move 2 earned fear markers per player to the top of the fear pool. Well, thank goodness I don't have any earned fear cards or markers. Whew. Okay, now beasts multiply. On each board, add 1 beast to a land adjacent to beasts, then destroy 1 Dahan in a land with beasts. Are there any Dahan in lands with beasts right now? No. So I don't want to add any either. On each board, add 1 beast to a land adjacent to beasts. So I want to do that without doing it in a land with Dahan. I would like to add this beast in this land adjacent to beasts. And on the other board, I feel like the sands are pretty safe. I suppose I could put it in the jungle or those mountains, but I don't want to. I'm going to put it here. All right, so that's it for that one. And coordinated defense. When invaders ravage, if the land has both Dahan and presence, defend 5. Yep, that's not going to matter. Okay. Blight card, fear cards, ravage in the jungle. All we have is the 1 damage here, so that's nothing. Now we build in the sand. That's going to be 1 town right here. And explore the coast. So that will be B1 and B3. I believe they will not explore B2. It's isolated. And then the entire other coast. Okay. Now it is slow powers. Range 1 of a mountain where I have presence, I can add a disease. Candidate lands. I've got a number. B1 would be good. B3 would be good. F1 and F3 would both be good. F2 would be good. I think I'm going to add it to F. No, I need to prevent a city. I'm going to add it to B1. That's within range 1 of a mountain that I have presence. Add 1 disease. Okay. And then Twilight Fog brings madness. Range 1, add 1 strife. Then push 1 Dahan, and each remaining Dahan takes 1 damage. I'm going to add I'm going to add a strife here. And push one Dahan. Each remaining Dahan takes 1 damage. There's no Dahan there. Okay. So that was slow powers. Now it's at time passes. There's nothing injured to heal. And in all of my lands, there's no single explorer. So that's not going to matter. These get discarded, and we are back at the top. And I think I need to reclaim. So let's do that. Reclaim, +1 card play, and I get an element. And gain 1 energy. I am a little energy starved. But I'm going to gain an element. I can decide after I figure out which 3 cards I can play. And I've got 2 0-cost cards. And 3 cost 1, so I can play 1 of these. So what do these 2 do for me? They give me 2 air, 2 water, a moon, and an earth. That's pretty helpful. So I unlock tier 2 of Blizzard right away. Snowed in by impassable drifts and haunted by primal memories. Both have the same elements. Those are identical. They have 1 moon, 1 air, 1 earth. So what would another air and earth do for me? That would be, oh, I've got 3 air, 2 water. That would, I could get all the way to tier 4 of Blizzard's Bury the Ill-Prepared. But that's not super helpful, I don't think. Okay. Whereas Disturb from Deep Torpor would give me a moon and a water. So that by itself give me 2 moons and 3 water, 2 air. So I can get tier 4 of Avalanche. I can get the final tier of Avalanche. Potentially. No, I couldn't. And that's got to be a range 0, so Avalanche won't be real helpful. So I've kind of cleared out my lands. Okay. If Avalanche isn't going to be helpful, then I won't play that. I'm going to go for Blizzards. So would I rather isolate a land and add a disease fast, or do 1 fear and defend 3 fast? The defend 3's got to be range 2 from a sacred site, which is too bad. So I really need to defend on F1, and I can't reach it. Might be better off holding that one until next time. So maybe I'll play Snowed In, which will at least fast add a disease. All right, so what's that leave me with? 1, 2, 3, 4 air, 2 water, and 2 earth. All right, I can't get any more than that. And what else do I have? I have 1, 2 moon, 4 air, 2 water. So if I take another moon element, now I've got 3 moon, 4 air, 2 water. So I get the second tier of Avalanche. Again, though, that doesn't matter. So I guess I'll take the moon element, but it doesn't matter. And if I only had 1 more water, I can get that last part of Blizzard, but okay, whatever. So let's do the fast stuff. And I've got to pay for Snowed In. So at range 0, I can isolate a land and add a disease. I think I'm going to go with land F4. don't want that land being explored. So it's isolated at a disease, and then avalanche is range 0. Not gonna help. So I won't even do avalanche. Okay. So those are all my fast powers. So now I need an event. War touches the island shores. Invaders from a different faraway land assault the ones here, torching farms and bombarding cities. You may either allow the attacks or help repel the invaders, or the newcomers. If I repel, it costs 1 energy per player, so 1. Oh, it's not aided by anything, and I don't have any energy, so I can't do that. So I guess I have to allow the attacks. For each board, discard the top minor power. Deal its energy in damage to invaders, and then the land, in the coastal land with the most buildings, minimum 1. Defend reduces the damage to both invaders and the land. Okay, so let's start with B. Discard the top major power. Deal its energy and damage the invaders and the land. It's going to have to be in B1. Coastal land with the most buildings. I isolated, but I did not defend. Okay. 4. So 4 damage. We'll take out a town. I assume I still get the fear for that. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then that will also blight. And that's going to cascade, and we're going to cascade it into land 6, I guess. I guess land 5. Okay, and now on the other board, it's going to have to be land 1. Has the most buildings. 3 damage. 1, 2 takes out the town, and 3. And that will blight as well. It's just the invaders in the land, not the Dahan. Okay. Now beasts find new homes. On each board, push 1 beast to an adjacent land without blight. 1 fear if invaders are present there. On each board. Okay, so let's do that here. That's a fear. And let's do that there. Also a fear. Reclaim territory. Each player may push 1 Dahan to an adjacent land, doing 1 damage there. Okay, each player. So I can do that exactly once. Oh, man. Like any Dahan, push 1 Dahan to an adjacent land, doing 1 damage there. That's fantastic. We're going to go. It's going to be one of these two. I guess I can't push a Dahan into F3. So I'm going to push them into F2, and the question is just, are they going to come from F3 or F5? I guess 5. That one's not doing anything at all. So we'll go there, do 1 damage. Okay. So that was the event. Then it's blighted island cards. There's none. Fear cards, also none. So invaders ravage in the sand. So here, 1 damage. And then the Dahan fight back. Sand, sand, sand. 1 damage. And the Dahan fight back. That worked out very well. Now build in the coast. Not as bad as it was looking a minute ago. Town here. Down here, and just remove the disease token here. Now explore in the mountains. Here, not here, not here, and this one's isolated. That worked out as well. Okay, so now it's time for the slow powers. And I've got 3 of them. So somewhere I can add a strife, push a Dahan, and then remaining Dahans take damage. And somewhere else I can push up to 2 explorers or Dahan. And then somewhere else I can add disease, do 2 damage, and get fear for any remaining invaders. Let's start with this. Let's start with the innate. And I'm going to target, it's range 1 from a mountain where I have presence. I'm going to target land F2 from F4. I'm going to add a disease. And then do 2 damage. Take out this town. That earns a fear card and gets us to terror level 2. So we're in really good shape. And then 1 fear, max 4 for each remaining invader. And there is 1 remaining invader. Okay. How do I want to do this? I want the strife on that last town, and I also want 2 Dahan there. Okay, I'm going to do Twilight Fog Brings Madness first. So it's range 1, so I can target it from land F4. Add a strife, and I'm going to put it on that town. Push 1 Dahan. Each remaining Dahan takes 1 damage. There are none left. Now, Unrelenting Glare is range 1. So again, I'll target from F4. Push up to 2 explorers or Dahan. I'm going to push 1 or 2. Let's just push 1. I think it'll be okay. Okay, and now it is time passes. So I do have 1 land where I have my presence and the only invader is a single explorer. So I can either push it or gain 1 energy. I think I might need the energy. Yeah, because if I can take out that town during Ravage, then I can win. So I'm going to take 1 energy rather than push. All right, so I'm going to clear that. Do the rest of the time passes stuff. Take these back. There it is. These are discarded. And I'm back at the top. I don't think I'm even going to mess with cards. I think I just want to add 1 presence and gain 2 energy. Maybe we'll get this water element. Yeah, we're just going to put it here at this mountain. Okay, now I gain 1 energy. I could play 2 cards. I'm going to play these 2. 1 energy each. And what do I have element-wise? I have 2 moon, 2 water, 2 air, and an earth. Okay. Oh, okay. So let's start with Avalanche. At range 0, I'm going to target land B2, destroy 1 Explorer, 1 Dahan, 1 Beast. Great. Now, disturb from Deep Torpor. Range 1 from a sacred site with invaders. I'm going to target land F3 from F4 now, and I can add a beast. Now, Haunted by Primal Memories, I'll target the same land from the same land. 1 fear. Defend 3. And if beasts are present, +2 fear. All right, that was the fast stuff. Now I'm just going to make it past this event. We're at terror level 2, so Xenophobia. When ravaging in lands with Dahan, each individual invader does -1 damage to the land and +1 to Dahan. Yuck. Yuck, yuck. That's going to be a problem. Let's hope this helps. Beasts chase off homesteaders. On each board, push up to 2 explorers or 1 town from a land with beasts. Thank goodness. On each board, huh? Up to 2. All right, well, on board B, I'm not going to push anything. And on board F, because 0 is up to 2, right? That should be fine. On board F, though, I'm going to push this one from this land with beasts to here. On each board, push up to 2 explorers or 1 town from a land with beasts. Doesn't say it has to be to a land without beasts, so that all looks legal. And then at their gates, demanding redress. 2 fear per land with Dahan and cities. There are no cities. Okay, so let's set this here. So now it would be the Blighted Island card, and there's none. Now it's Fear card, and we're at terror level 2. Each player removes up to 3 health of invaders from a land with disease, or 1 explorer from an inland land. 3 health worth of invaders from a land with disease. Let's do that in land F2. It's 2 health worth. Now ravage the coast. Remind me again. Ravaging inlands with Dahan. There's no Dahan in B1, so that's just 1 damage. Nothing happens. No invaders in B2 or B3. No invaders in F1 or F2. In F3, they are ravaging and there are Dahan, but there is a strife, so I'm not going to do any damage. Strife cancels out all damage, I believe. Even if it was +1, we'd still be fine, but I believe it cancels out all damage. So, all damage canceled. And then the Dahan fights back and does 2 damage. Take out the town, earn another fear card. And there are no more towns or cities on the board, so that's it. We win. That was fun. I know this is the first time I've played this on this channel, but I have, this spirit, I should say, on this channel. But I have play tested it a couple times, and I'm very pleased with where I got it to. This was fun to play, which was really the goal of this spirit. I wanted a snow-based spirit because I thought that was different and interesting, but I wanted it to be moderate difficulty, and I wanted it to be enjoyable, and I think I accomplished that. I had a good time. That was fun. I was able to make use of the innates, and even the top tiers of the innates, even though I didn't get there, they were always close. I felt they were attainable. I was a little worried that elemental thresholds would be too high, but wasn't the case. That was just right. So I had a good time. Let me know what you think about this spirit. Again, just as a reminder, you can print and play it yourself from my website, tableforone.games, under the section called Free Content. And once I've released all the videos of this entire Radical Adaptations pack that I've created, then I will have all 5 of them up there, but I'll add them one at a time as these videos come out. So let me know what you think. I'd be really excited to get your feedback. Other than that, as always, if you made it this far, I'd appreciate a subscription and a video like, but more than anything, really comments. Just to let me know what you like, what you don't like, what you would do different. Did I make any mistakes? So that's it for today. Thank you so much for watching. Have a great day. I'll see you next time.